Good morning, dear friends, and welcome to this module. Continuing the context of our previous discussions, today we shall take up the evolutionary journey of the media and screen industry within the realm of social media entertainment. We shall focus on various platforms also. Social media entertainment stands as a significant milestone in the ongoing evolution of media. These platforms do not only entertain but also provide us interactive spaces where users can actively shape the landscape of the content. This convergence of technology, communication, and creativity showcases the dynamic nature of media evolution as social media entertainment. At the same time, it redefines traditional boundaries and thrusts media into an era of unprecedented connectivity and engagement. Michelle Helms, the famous media historian, has claimed that the historiography of media industry is a bold and iconoclastic task, and she has compared it with nailing Mercury. And I quote, Mercury is, after all, the messenger, the symbol of human communication as a substance. It is difficult to pin down, but very good at escaping from arbitrary restraints. Unquote. This quote draws a parallel between the qualities of Mercury, both as a messenger in mythology and as a physical substance and human communication. It suggests that communication, very much like Mercury, is difficult to define or to pin down precisely as it is dynamic and ever changing. As Mercury slips through arbitrary boundaries, communication also evolves beyond predefined limits, finding new channels and forms to express human emotions, desires, and their futuristic planning. This quote is particularly relevant in the context of social media in today's world. The emergence and evolution of SME platforms show parallels with pivotal moments in media history as they explore uncharted avenues. Initially, the challenge of television to movies represented a major threat to Hollywood's century long dominion over the content sourcing and its distribution also. This achievement was possible because of the transformative nature of communication, which demonstrated the entertainment industry's adaptability in embracing new mediums and reinventing strategies. In this context, I would refer to the theoretic models of Stuart Hall, which remain highly significant in today's context of digital communication. Hall had questioned the traditional models of communication and had focused on the social and political aspects of communication. His models are crucial to our understanding of how content is sourced, distributed, and also interpreted by audience in a dynamic manner. All of us are familiar with Stuart Hall's reception theory or encoding decoding model in a communication. This model challenges the traditional view of media messages as being static, transparent, and unchanging throughout the process. According to Hall, consumption determines production, just as production determines consumption, and therefore social and daily experiences of audience can affect the way a media text is read, understood, and responded to. The two-step flow theory talks about how the mass media reaches and affects people. The theory examines how media messages are encoded and decoded. The producer encodes messages into their media according to their frame of reference, and these messages are in turn decoded by audience according to their own frame of reference. In the first step, the media influences whom we can term as opinion leaders, individuals whose opinions may affect other people And in the second step, the opinion formers share their views with others and influence them. The reach has grown exponentially in the context of digital forms of media communication. This 1973 work of Stuart Hall had introduced the concept of encoding, circulation, and decoding in television discourse, emphasizing how audience actively interpret messages during consumption. Hall's model has highlighted that audience decode media messages in one of the three ways: dominant reading, negotiated reading, or oppositional reading, based on their own backgrounds, perspectives, and frames of references. Dominant reading suggests the interpretation which was initially desired by the producer. Oppositional meaning suggests when the preferred meaning is rejected by the audience and their own meanings are created by the audience. The negotiated reading, as the title itself suggests, indicates a compromise between the dominant and oppositional readings. When the audience has their own views, but at the same time is willing to accept or exceed some parts of the producer's point of view also. The social context and cultural studies. Hall's essay underscores the role of social context in shaping the interpretations of the audience. He also encourages a critical, context aware approach to media analysis within the broader field of cultural studies. In the context of digital communication, it is the negotiated meaning aspect which can be particularly used to sway opinions. We shall look at it further during our discussions on online bullying also. Hall had opined that for a television program to achieve success and facilitate meaningful communication, there must be a shared comprehension between the creators of the text and the audience in their living rooms regarding the signs and connotative meanings employed in constructing various aspects of the broadcast. Although this theory is centered on television, it provides insight into the digital forms of communications too. It alerts us to the active role audience plays in decoding messages according to their social context and their ability to collectively reshape messages and pass it further on. This dynamic principle serves as a crucial foundation for the realm of social media and entertainment too, where both content production and consumption converge. Another aspect which we must discuss at this point is that the social network markets are a new definition of creative industries. This point was made by Stuart Cunningham in a 2008 article. His idea of emerging creative industry is based on previously amateur creators engaging in content innovation and media entrepreneurship across multiple social media platforms to aggregate global fan communities and incubate their own media brands. In social media entertainment, audience not only interprets content but also actively contributes to its creation, distribution, and discourse, thereby shaping a new era of interactive and collaborative screen experiences. When we use the term screen industries, we normally refer not only to the TV and the films, but in today's context, we also incorporate games as well as the extended reality in the form of virtual realities and artificial realities. So, the emerging shape of screen industries today show established players, norms, principles, and practices generating significant power and influence. Social media platforms offer scale, technological affordance, and in some cases, as we can see, remuneration too, as well as upskilling to previously amateur creators. This new screen ecology is driven by intrinsically interactive technologies and strategies regarding fan, viewer, audience, and community engagement. Together, these factors create a distinct globalization pattern that is rapidly expanding, presenting fresh challenges for existing media companies, creators, regulators, and even media researchers. This industry is not even 2 decades old, having started around 2006 after the acquisition of YouTube by Google, and also concurrent with the launch of Twitter. By 2017, it saw more than 3 million YouTube creators globally receiving some level of remuneration from their uploaded content, and more than 4,000 YouTube professionalizing amateur channels with at least a million subscribers. However, these metrics don't necessarily convert into earnings in a manner comparable to traditional Nielsen ratings and television advertising costs per thousand rates. As we see, some creators secure sustainable careers with far fewer views and subscribers, but better engaged fan communities and richer brand labels. We can say that in the era of transforming screen industries and exploring different digital platforms, we witness significant shifts in content production, feedback mechanisms, and audience engagement. We see that now content is also being created, often on a larger scale, by prominent internet distributed television platforms like Netflix, Amazon Video, and Apple's iTunes. These platforms specialize in mainstream long form premium content and have brought about significant alterations in the processes of content production, distribution, and consumption. This shift has reshaped the preferences and consumption habits of viewers and has contributed to the evolving narrative of the media industry. These portals largely specialize in mainstream long form premium content supported by sophisticated algorithmic feedback. The ascent of digital streaming services has given rise to TV like portals that have gained substantial prominence in building content, consumer relationships. And also, as we have seen throughout our discussion, social media entertainment has continually been impacted by technological advancements in the field. We shall now discuss about SME 1.0 and SME 2.0, which stand for Social Media Era 1.0 and Social Media Era 2.0. We here use the 2019 work of Cunningham and Craig on social media entertainment to discuss it further. SME 1.0 represents YouTube's early phase, where it aimed to compete with traditional television by offering a mix of PGC, that is professionally generated content, and UGC, that is user generated content. During this period, YouTube had faced competition from emerging PGC video portals and responded by forming partnerships with content creators and implementing programmatic advertising. In contrast, SME 2.0 saw YouTube facing threats from other social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter, and the proliferation of second generation platforms like Vine, Instagram, and Snapchat. Despite these challenges, YouTube continued to evolve into a multi platform, multi screen system, emphasizing a video content and introducing multiple revenue streams shared with creators. The key distinction lies in the competitive landscape, with SME 1.0 focusing on establishing itself as a video platform and SME 2.0 being characterized by heightened competition and creator empowerment. YouTube was started in 2005 and it started to attract premium content from traditional media. However, these efforts were hindered by the emergence of transactional subscription or advertiser based TV like portals. Portals like iTunes, Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu presented more financially rewarding opportunities, leading to YouTube's challenges in securing lucrative deals. Premium and basic cable, as well as broadcast networks, launched their own portals, including HBO, in 2008, which allows subscribers to watch content on mobile or online with or without cable or satellite packages. On the right hand side, I have put certain logos of these platforms, and the references for that would be incorporated in the reference section. Even sports franchisees and leagues, for example, Major League Baseball, have launched their portals, extending the value of their brands and content into digital. The old Hollywood aphorism that content is king occludes the political economy truism that if content is king, then distribution is King Kong. And the two biggest online content distribution gorillas are Netflix and YouTube. And together they constitute more than 50% of primetime US online viewing. Netflix and YouTube are alike in numerous ways, as both are world spanning platforms. YouTube's platform is uploaded to and is streamed around the world with the exclusion of China, North Korea, and at any one time, certain countries in the Middle East and Northern Africa. Netflix is by and large a mainstream video store available online and populated uniformly by professionally generated content. Netflix refers to itself as the world's leading internet TV network, which speaks to its dominant position in the digital entertainment landscape. The designation reflects Netflix's comprehensive range of TV shows, movies, documentaries, and original content available for streaming. This innovative approach to distributing its original content through binge watching has propelled it to the forefront of internet based television networks. The term binge watch was incorporated in Collins English dictionaries and it became the word of the year in 2015. It allows viewers to access entire seasons of shows at once, eliminating the traditional weekly episode release. Audience can watch multiple TV show episodes in one sitting without any break. The rise of on demand streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, and others contributed to the popularity of binge watching. Raymond Williams' concept of television flow underscores the deliberate scheduling and narrative orchestration employed by networks to sustain viewer engagement, a strategy that has evolved with binge watching in the streaming age, reshaping the audience interaction with television content. Raymond Williams had argued that broadcasting introduced a fundamentally different experience to the discrete activities of, say, reading a book or watching a play by unifying different forms of communication into a singular, continuous flow. This concept could also help us to understand different developments in digital communication. In order to locate this idea into today's context, let us look at a short video to understand why people indulge in binge watching.
I can easily watch an entire series in a single day.
2 days.
10 hours of television a day. And I didn't even like it.
Binging started by accident. Netflix had realised that loads of people were gravitating towards watching shows in bulk, be that shows that you've seen before, Friends, Seinfeld, Law and Order, ER. That's the surprise about it. It's led by the consumer. The way that Netflix tries to nudge you to watch more, it's very subtle little tricks. They work out very quickly when a show launches, which thumbnail's working, why. Also, getting to the very end of an episode and immediately the credits, they minimize it right to the corner of the screen straight away and automatically load the next episode. That's how you sometimes get sucked into watching a show for 3 hours without even noticing.
I have found that people are deeply embarrassed by how much they watch TV, deeply embarrassed to not be productive and take time off and say, actually, I watched 6 hours of television today because I needed to not look at 5 different tabs on a work computer. I just needed to. We also binge to be part of the public conversation.
Yeah, I love Fleabag.
So I think that there is an anxiety about being caught up about this content, which is forcing people to binge more also.
When we can identify with a character, it leads to the release of the love hormone, oxytocin. It creates a bond.
We have had such a wonderful morning.
A series like Big Little Lies, which allows you to look at the same event through the eyes of very different characters. You're bound to be able to find a character that you can relate to and go on the journey with.
If you ever touch my little girl like that again, you're gonna be in big trouble.
Hey.
If we're making time to watch a series end to end, we are potentially creating hours of space to work with our emotions, our relationship.
What makes Netflix stand out so well is the fact that they're able to really experiment with the number of characters that are in, the number of story arcs. Netflix knows that you're never going to watch a show midway through, you're never going to start in the middle, you're always going to start from the very beginning. So that's why you've got Orange is the New Black, which has a cast of about 40. So you're able to have that level of depth over an 8-hour series than what you would normally do if it was separated into 8 60-minute chunks shoved on a linear broadcast channel.
The video discusses the phenomenon of binge watching, exploring its origin, psychological factors behind it, as well as its impact on individuals. It also highlights the role of platforms like Netflix in shaping formats of storytelling and acknowledges the evolving perception of binge watching. Driven by the consumer preferences, binge watching is encouraged by platforms like Netflix through techniques such as automatic episode uploading. While societal expectations of productivity can lead to embarrassment, binge watching facilitates social participation and emotional engagement by fostering connections with characters. Jason Mitchell had commented in 2016 that Netflix operates more akin to a technology-driven entity rather than a traditional media brand. This distinction is underpinned by the recognition that Netflix's vital assets extend beyond content alone and they encompass its expansive user base as well as the wealth of invaluable data amassed in relation to its customers. We should draw comparisons with another popular SME, YouTube, at this point. As we can make out, YouTube's name is straightforward, and the nature of non-commercial or pre-commercial content on the platform has become a key topic in media communication and cultural studies scholarship, being alternatively described as vernacular creativity, producage, and amateur media. Its monetization strategies have exposed the codependency between media and advertising, reflecting the limitations of traditional ways related with advertising. It also highlights the affordances and targeted efficacy of online analytics. Through various channel initiatives, YouTube seemed to be emulating television in terms of both its search for premium content and its dependence upon advertising revenue. And for many academic scholars, it seemed poised to become yet another media content industry. During 2010 to 2014, the emergence of numerous second generation web based platforms and mobile applications further heightened platform competition in the SME landscape. The key players include Instagram, Snapchat, Twitch, and Periscope. These second gen platforms scaled at speeds in some instances faster than their first gen predecessors. Like their antecedents, these platforms featured rapid iteration of technological and commercial features, most notably convergence around video. Video is what optimizes platform monetization and therefore generates hopes for potential sustainability beyond venture capital investment rounds. Besides, mobility also features prominently as Instagram, Periscope, and Snapchat are applications that have user interfaces that harness the mobility and technological affordances of mobile phones. Most notable among these second gen platforms are Snapchat and Instagram. In contrast to YouTube and live broadcasting, Snapchat also offers features that are short lived, disappearing from view after 24 hours. It has provided affordance that rapidly lured teen users, as Gary Vaynerchuk has commented in 2016. It is a separate platform walled off from their parents who had started to use Facebook, featuring content that evaporated on a daily basis. Snapchat has also introduced a freemium model for some of its features, offering users the chance to purchase branded filters for photos and videos. While Snapchat has no revenue sharing deals in place with its creators, savvy Snapchatters seeking to monetize their content can still earn significant income on branded content deals. We should also discuss another platform, Instagram, which is situated centrally nowadays among SME platforms. Steeped in the tech culture of constant iteration, this platform has pivoted repeatedly to update user interfaces, tweak user and creator affordances, and monetize the platform in lockstep with Facebook. The first 2 points mentioned in this slide tell us about the financial aspects of this particular platform. These changes included the introduction of a short form video player dedicated to lure users of Vine app. The platform also introduced its own version of Instagram stories coupled with ephemerality to more effectively compete with Snapchat. In response to the introduction of second generation platforms, first generation platforms also adopted a variety of strategies to address the heightened competition. Well capitalized through investment, advertising, and IPOs, Facebook and Twitter engaged in multi platform acquisition and accelerated feature enhancement. Nonetheless, these efforts have achieved varying levels of integration and success. Instagram and Facebook operate as separate platforms, but in fact, they are partially integrated. Partially protected under the Facebook corporate umbrella, Instagram has operated like a startup despite securing massive global scale. Facebook had hired a new management team that relaunched Instagram in 2016 with the purpose of directly emulating the features of its competitors, introducing the concept of short form videos and ephemeral Insta Stories features. The result has contributed to the accelerated growth of Instagram. Facebook also continues to add new features. For example, in 2014, it embedded its own video player, and since 2015, it has solidified its convergence on video with the launch of Facebook Live. The platform's acquisition of virtual reality headset manufacturer Oculus VR is indicative of its long term plans for the development of live video content. In mid 2015, Facebook launched its suggested videos to feature branded content videos from an array of main media companies like CNN and the New York Times, sports leagues like the NBA, as well as film studios and television networks. With advertising partnership available or imminent, Facebook now has emerged as a viable video platform for most creators and intermediaries. At this moment, we can also refer to some views which critically comment on the policies regarding what actually counts as a Facebook video view and its importance for content creators and advertisers. I would refer to the comment of an American vlogger, Hank Green, who, in a particular blog post posted in 2015, had noted that Facebook measures anything longer than 3 seconds as a view, including those videos that have played automatically in someone's news feed as they scroll past. Another platform we must comment on is the famous Amazon. Amazon's history emulates Google or YouTube by offering multi platform services through launch and acquisition that competed with digital portals like iTunes and Netflix for PGC and social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook for UGC. In 2006, it launched Amazon Unbox, its first video platform, which was later renamed as Amazon Instant Video and later just Amazon Video. This service ultimately added a streaming subscription video on demand service. Over the ensuing years, Amazon has engaged in an original content strategy to more effectively compete with native and traditional media portals like Netflix and HBO. This platform has expanded into films as well as reality formats, including the acquisition of the world's most successful format reality series, Top Gear. We have already mentioned YouTube during our earlier discussions today. Let us now go back to it and review some recent changes which have been introduced to keep pace with technology driven new expectations of audience and to keep pace with the competitors. This would help us in understanding the total picture of SMA 1.0 and 2.0. Like its first generation competitors, YouTube continues to pivot at a rapid pace. It integrates and evolves new features, including several attempts at integrating social network affordances. Additionally, it has launched multiple platforms, effectively morphing into its own multi platform ecology, YouTubes. These strategies are multilateral and designed to compete with the PGC portals of Netflix and Amazon and compete with other social media focused platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Twitch. YouTube Red was launched in late 2015, which is an ad free subscription service. Red helped address a series of concerns faced by YouTube, and it was designed to stop the new windowing strategies offered by subscription platforms like Vessel and Vimeo Plus. Windowing emulates a traditional media licensing practice, effectively offering subscribers a sneak peek without advertising, typically for the span of a few days or weeks. This service also created another revenue stream for creators who offer an unspecified amount of time could make their content available on their original platform with advertising. As a walled garden behind a subscription interface, YouTube Red can more reliably compete with portals like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and traditional television to incubate and exploit its own intellectual property. It has also ventured into competition with the streaming music platforms like Spotify, Pandora, and Apple Music. It has also launched a separate YouTube gaming platform, perhaps in competition with Amazon's Twitch. It provides recorded Let's Play videos, trailers, and reviews from the top gaming channels, along with live streaming of console, computer, or mobile device gaming. Finally, the YouTube Kids app represents a curated, child friendly platform designed to lure younger viewers while offering greater parental supervision. It allows YouTube to respond to various children's media policy regulations such as COPPA, that is, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. YouTube has made significant investments in collaborating with content creators through various initiatives. This collaboration includes dedicated creator spaces located in different countries, and they have also established numerous pop up spaces globally. It has also introduced programs like the 100 Channel Initiative and the Next Up competition to further support and nurture creators. Social media entertainment has a profound impact on the media landscape and is also fast emerging as a new global market. The analogy drawn between communication and mercury, coupled with Stuart Hall's reception theory, highlights the ever evolving nature of content and its dynamic interaction with audience. Platforms like Netflix, YouTube, Instagram, and Amazon have reshaped content creation, distribution, and consumption paradigms. This transformative journey underscores the integral role of communication, user engagement, and future technology in driving the ongoing evolution of media, solidifying social media entertainment's position in the trajectory of contemporary digital media. Continuing our discussion on digital media and platforms, we shall discuss digital storytelling in the next module. Thank you.